You know right, assassin me. Airport and my moja nananum shegu edigu on my
Melody meti sa ai na media me Akufo Addo nyadwen me nyadwen kura number 1 and wakan in your conclusion no but anye ononko African governments need be anyone they deserve to have reparation money. Now, before I beg addressing reparation, no, Africans should know, say, the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah was equally as the greatest sabotage that has done to the continent of Africa. And Africans were involved. It is not only the CIA that orchestrated this, but the involvement of we, the Ghanaians, Afrifa, Kutuka, all those people who were undermining the legitimate democratic government that fought for the independence of Ghana, that actually proceeded to have the African Union, now the African organization, the OAU, now the African Union, which was set out to the European Union standard that was supposed to unify Africa, to fight for reparation and seek for better compensation that the continent could have benefited fully, was undermined by certain people in the political circles that their generations are still living today, seeking for reparation, is absolutely wrong. And they should ask themselves questions.
Melodies TV on YouTube.
Why did they betray Nkrumah to put Africa in the state which we are today? If they cannot address that issue, reparation is not for African leaders today. Reparation should be given to the black Americans and the black Caribbeans and those blacks in the Western country, that the generation of those blacks. Not some of us are babruchiri for economic reasons. And menuka say some the slave trade ship be see Africa beach, Ghana in particular. Not do yet the ship be see Accra. And now any of our beaches say ye pay slaves. Ube banaka before Ghana for nankasa no chini That is the state we find ourselves in. We are voluntarily coming here seeking for money. Ubisa Ghana ni bi abruchiri no paba. Ubisa Ghana ni bi abruchiri no ba. Ye ba idea de ye be wa ha. Enye slavery. We come here to enslave ourselves to bring money home and look at how our economy is being treated with the money they got from COVID. They've spent the money recklessly. Now they are looking for slave levy. The e-levy could not solve problem. World Bank could not solve their problem. IMF could not solve their problem. They are looking for reparation money. Reparation money should not be paid to any of these African leaders. They don't deserve a penny. And before we do that, we should address the derailment of the African unity, the African independence that was derailed by people who claim that Nkrumah was a dictator. Today, if you ask yourself, would we prefer to have Nkrumah regime than the current regime we have? I am sure many would dream that they wish they have Nkrumah today. And this reparation there, only twin chamber no addressing internal issues, because they have caused more havoc to the continent of Africa for overthrowing Nkrumah, and those who were in favor and against Nkrumah cannot seek reparation of the slavery. They are not qualified and they are not fit. They should leave
Melodies
us here.
TV on
We
YouTube.
should talk about it, not them. And we are still actually benefiting from the black Americans. The great homecoming, the year of return. We are asking them to come and spend their money. If we truly believe that they have been in a situation where they need reparation, we should be welcoming them at home and making sure that they come home by providing them a shelter. We shouldn't expect the black Americans should be coming home with money for us to benefit. We are now actually using them to get another sort of money to embezzle in our economy. Do you know the situations that blacks in Western Europe go through? He hasn't got a clue. Onoba and Lansing College. Those people here, the blacks, did you see any of them going to that college? They have suffered, their generation, their ancestors, their descendants are here suffering, gone through a hell. They should use it to develop the black community in the Western Europe. Forget about the Africans. Africans, we have all the resources. No matter how much atrocities that happen to us, what we have there, if we were to look after it, we could actually afford to bring every black person abroad, all the generation home, to make them live better than what they are doing in the Western Europe. But because we have greedy leaders who have lost focus and have no idea what they are doing, they are looking for reparation money. Before we address that, we should be talking about the causes of the derailment of African unity. Dr. Nkrumah's overthrown any African government or leaders, political parties that were involved. We should seek reparation from these people, an apology. We should seek an apology from these people, their involvement. If your generation, your ancestors, or your anybody, your relative who were involved in derailing the agenda of African unity, that overthrew the Nkrumah government and brought us to this point, we need apology from those people. Before we talk about reparation, it's a laudable idea, but they don't deserve to have that money. That money should be invested for the black descendants in Western Europe. Africans has got a lot. We were part of the slave trade. We were involved. Africans were selling each other. You cannot profit from such a situation. And that is the difference between the Holocaust and the rest of it. The Jewish were never involved in betraying themselves, putting them into gas chambers. People should come and tell us, where did you see the Japanese situation they went through, that they were involved doing it to themselves? Africans, our ancestors, some of them, were involved most of the time. The trading that went on for 400 years could not succeed if Africans, the traditional leaders were not involved in this situation. We should never profit from it. If anything at all reparation, it should be given to the Caribbeans and then also to the black descendants in the Western Europe. African leaders should put their house in order and seek for better way of making revenue generation, because we still have the resources. Thankfully, we still got them, but we don't have good leaders, and that's why we are here. So for him to tweet that, I would like him to understand, to tweet again and ask an apology for those who betrayed Nkrumah's government that have brought Africa on its knees till today. Manuesi.